All right. Hello, everyone. Wave. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Apparently, I'm a bit fuzzy because I turned the talking screen on before I turned the sound on, and then I didn't turn all the sounds on correctly, and so I got distracted from my startup routine. So I guess I'm struggling a smidge. I see Chip Sounders in the chat. Good evening, Chip Sounder. How are you doing today? Um, but yeah. If anyone is interested in hearing more about the water situation at my house, so I had a leak finder person guy come over today. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Chip Sounder. Chip Sounder says, "In pain, my legs are hurting." That is not fun. Uh,
No, it is not fun.
but the leak finder person guy found that I've got two active leaks. One is in the a bathroom sink. So if that one gets turned on, there's a seal that's not sealed properly, so that one leaks. Luckily, we can just not use that sink and take care of that one until it gets fixed properly. And then the other is my AC. The condensation tray is not draining, so that's fun. So luckily, I've got this one for my computer room. But yeah, so that's why I've got water coming out of my floor. Is the AC unit was badly flooded.
Yippee.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything? Yeah. Chip Sanders says that's a nightmare. It definitely is. But we now know, so we can get it fixed. But I think things have improved somewhat because there's a spot in the utility closet where I can see uh, the floor beneath the flooring, and that spot is not doesn't seem to be wet anymore. So I think things are improving. I don't think I have any like major issues other than the AC needs fixed and then the sink needs fixed. I think once those two things are done, then I don't need to have uh, the slab underneath the house repaired. So I think we found the issues. Um, but yeah, anything fun or interesting going on your side, Mama?
Nope.
Nothing nearly
Certainly
that fun.
nothing like that.
All right. Well, today we've got some Sudoku puzzles ready, so let's go ahead and hop into those. So, the first thing we're going to do is last week we spent the whole time working on this one, and Chip Sounder told me what I was doing wrong. So, just for um, doing the very first part of it again. So, this is no logical steps found. Let me grab the link to put in chat here by Chip Sounder. For some reason, the computer solver has no idea what to do. Can you help? Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Digits in a dotted cage without repeat sum to the total in the top left corner of the cage if given. And digits on a gray line must read the same forwards as backwards. Digits on a purple line must not repeat and form a set of consecutive digits in any order, and cells separated by a black dot has one digit double the other, a 1:2 ratio. Clues outside the grid sum the digits along the indicated diagonal, and digits may repeat. There are no negative constraints. We're not going to do the full puzzle today because you can see the full solve from last week. However, I did think that there was supposed to be set, which is set equivalence theory, used in this puzzle, and there is. So if we look at these three columns, and this one over here, and then these rows, remove the intersections, which we can do because they're in both sets. And if you take them out of both sets remain equivalent. And then we've just got some sums that can be removed. So we can take 10 out from both sets and 15 out from both sets. Now they're no longer equivalent digits, but they are equivalent sums still. And then we've got this 22 and this 23, which
Well,
are
can't
both
you eliminate 1, 7, and 2, 6 because they're the same thing?
1, 7, and 2, 6. Are you referring to these?
Uh-huh.
Yes. So these are on palindromes. So we can also remove this because this digit is equivalent to that digit. And so the sums also remain the same. And then lastly, we can do this one, this 22 and this 23, form 45 together. And that is one full set of the digits 1 through 9, sum of 45 as well. That leaves us that this 3-cell renban and this 4-cell renban have the exact same sum. If you think about how renbans work, they're a consecutive set of digits. If you take the middle one in a 3 set, then it is x, and x plus 1, and x minus 1. So it ends up being just 3x for the entire sum. And then if we do the similar thing here, take the bottom 3, the middle one would be 3x, just like this one was. And then the fourth one is going to be x plus 2. So it ends up being 4x plus 2. Well, what set of digits could be 4x plus 2 equivalent to a multiple of 3? Well, the first one we can look at is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Add 2 more is 10. Well, that's not a multiple of 3. But if we try 3, 3 times 4 is 12. Add 2 more gives us 14. If we try 4, it's just going to add 4 more to the set. That's going to give us to 18, which is a multiple of 3. So 18 is a candidate. If we tried 5, we'll get 22, which won't work. 6 gets us to 26, which also doesn't work. And if we try 7, that gives us to 30. However, that is too much for 3 cells, which are a maximum of 24. So we know we have to use 18, which gives us 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 18 is just simply 5, 6, 7. And then from there, this group, Tallcat says, ha, I was thinking that there was set involved in this last week, but I couldn't figure out what the sets were. Definitely, it was, my brain was fuzzy. When Chip Sounder talked to me after the stream, I was definitely feeling rather silly for not being able to come up with the sets on my own. But what's left in here? 1, 2, and 7, 8, 9. We know 7 and 9 aren't on here, and neither is the 8 going to be, so that takes out 1 and 2 from everything else. And then if we finish this column, this 1, 2 is going to reflect down here. If we look at this has to be 3, 6, or 4, 8. And then if we look at the possibilities in 15, where there isn't a 1 or a 2, well, I can't use both 3 and 4, so that's not allowed, and I can't use both 4 and 6, so that one's not allowed. 3, 5, and 7 are the only options remaining, which takes the 7 out of this one. 3 and 6 are gone from here, taking the 8 out, and that's going to give us a 9. This reflects over here across the palindrome. And then what's remaining? A 6 in the box. We can go ahead and take out 4, 8, and 6 from here, which is going to give us 2, 5, 7, and 9. And I believe 3 and 1 are
One.
what's left over. However, the next thing we should probably look at is in column 6, where can a 7 go? It can't go in any of these spots, can't go here, it can't go in either of those spots, so these are the only 3 spots where it can go. Now, if we look carefully in this box, and also this here, this has 3, 6, or 2, 4 as the only possibilities. So what can this Ren band be? Because it cannot be, excuse me, can it be 1, 2, 3? No, because this needs a 2 or a 3 on it, which means 2 isn't a possibility either. And if it was a 3, it would be 3, 4, and 5. Well, that would leave 2 and 6, which isn't going to work, so 3 is gone. And if it's 4, 5, and 6, this would be a 2, 3 pair, so the 4 gets removed. And so a 7 must be on this red band, which removes it from here, which forces a 3, 7 onto this 10. Taking 3 and 6 out, that's going to give us a pair of 8s and a 4. And what's remaining in the column? Oh, the 2, 4 is also going to place 1s and a 2. And now what's left over? 5, 6, and 9, I believe. And the 5,
And
6, 7 here gives us that 9. And that the 5, 6 here is going to eliminate 5. So now we need 7 and 8. And I think from here, the rest of the puzzle just works. This 10, if it doesn't have a 1 on it, is 2, 3, and 5. That's going to give us 6 here, the 5 there. And then we're left over with 4 and 9. 15 can't have a 4, can't have a 9. So I think that one's fully done. However, 2, 5, 2, 4, and 5 have to be in this column. So 5 is going to get removed, 2 and 5, so it's going to give us a 3. So 3 is removed from here. 1, 2, 5, and 7. 1 and 2 aren't there. 5 and 7 aren't here. We still need a 6 and an 8, I think. Yes, 6 and 8. So that gives us a 7. So 5, 6 pair here. 2 and 4. 4, 7, 2. So that gives us 3, 5, 6, and 8. And what's left over? 1 and 9. But yeah, 2, 4, and 5 here makes this 6, 7, 8, or 9. And yeah, and I think the rest of the puzzle from here is pretty straightforward. Well, maybe not necessarily the most straightforward, because I think these diagonal sums are kind of tricky. Let's go ahead and remove the coloring. Yeah, so we've got red here, and yellow here, and blue there. Those are a little tricky to do, but from here, the rest of the puzzle is pretty straightforward. Because if you just simply get the set equivalence theory groupings correct, and then ask yourself, where does this 7 go in this column? Then yeah. It might be a little easier to spot where does the 7 go in this column if you find this first, that this has to have a 7 on it. But yeah, definitely way less painful than what we ended up doing eventually. But yeah. Chip Sounder says parity on the 25 diagonal. Once you see row 7, column 5 can't be a 6. That forces row 3, column 1 to be even. Yeah, so yeah, it was
And
not
the
a big deal.
column 3 in box 7 is column 6 in box 8,
Mhm.
or at least those same digits.
Yeah, I think what do these have to be? I guess I should actually make this 1, 2, 3,
Or
4,
you may have
8.
already said that. I just noticed that my computer froze again, so I have to watch you on
Oh,
my phone.
that's
It's
weird.
like nothing's oh, okay, never mind. It hadn't done that for a long time, and it did it, what, last week?
Yeah, I did it
Or the week
last week and
before?
it did it immediately today as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then there's yeah, Chip Sounder talked about the mathematics that are going to be done here. One of the first um, mathematics things that can be done is take out the 8s from these two. Um, Currently, I have 11 to 39. So I think I don't know. There's mathematics that can be done on all the diagonals and finish the puzzle from there. I would go over it, but the mathematics as far as this part goes can all be seen on the previous stream. So we're going to hit the stop button on that one here. And we're going to go on to No Logical Steps Found, the sequel, a rare given by Chip Sounder. Link in the chat if you want to give it a go. The rules are, for some reason, the computer solver has no idea what to do. Can you help? Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9, once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Digits in a dotted cage without repeat. Sum to the total in the top left corner of the cage if given. Digits on a purple line must not repeat and form a set of consecutive digits in any order. Clues outside of the grid sum the digits along the indicated diagonal, and digits may repeat. No negative constraints. All right. Well, if um, if we have a repeat of last time, which I have a feeling we will, because I already see this 13 and that 13 overlap, this 12 and that 12 overlap, and that overlaps, then yeah, okay. Let me explain this properly. So what I'm doing is something called set equivalence theory. If you take two sets and then that are equivalent at the beginning, which 2 columns and 2 rows are equivalent, anything that overlaps is in both sets already. If you take them out of both sets, then they stay equivalent. It's like if you have 20 and 20, and you subtract 4 from both sides, you get 16 and 16. So they're still the same. Now, those are identical digits, and we can also do the same thing here and here for the palindromes. Those have to be removed from both sides, here and here as well. And so all of the digits that have been removed have been identical so far. Now, from here, we're going to start removing sums. These 12s and 13s can be removed. Now, the sets are no longer equivalent in digits, but they are still equivalent in their sums. So, what we know is that we have a 9 and a black crop key in both this group and up here, and we know that this is equivalent to this. Now, is there more things that we can do? We do know that this 9 is immediately placed here. Didn't mean to make that blue dot or blue square. Tallcat says the Renban has to be divisible by 3 because a black Kropke and a 9 are divisible by 3. And we know that the black Kropke, one digit being double the other, is divisible by 3 because if the smaller one is x, the bigger one is 2x, and you add those together, that's 3x, and so we know it must have a factor of 3. And so if we know that this has a multiple of 3, then that is 1 and 2. It would be, so 2 and 3 is 5, 3 and 4 is 7, and it's going to be up 2 each time. So 4 and 5 is 9, and add 3 to 4, that would be 7, and 8 is 15. And then the prop key, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8 are all of my options. I can go ahead and place these 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. The reason I know that 5, 7, and 9 don't work is they're all odd, so we can't divide them in half. But when we multiply them by 2, we get something greater than 10, which is greater than 9 is what I should really be saying, which is the maximum we can represent in a single square. Bonk. All right. So now, if we think about this 13, we don't have a 9, so 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, the 7, 8 pair immediately removes 7 and 8 as an option from here. And 1, 2, or 4, 5. If this was 1, 2, that would be 4, 5, and therefore this would be 6, 7. Well, is this 13 relevant? We can't have a 9. 3, 4, and 6 would still allow a 1, 2. Although this is now minimum 12. And maximum 21. Tallcat says 9 is on the right of box 6. Because it cannot be in the same column as the 9. And if we look at the palindrome here, all 3 of those digits see the 9 here, which means none of those can be. So we get 9s there. Well, I was about to say, in fact, but I don't think we get anything more than that. Tallcat says, follow that into box 9. Well, we know that this one isn't a 9. If we placed a 9 here, it would go there. That would be fine. I think. But this 12 can't have a 9 on it now, so it's 4, 8, or 5, 7. And then row 6, column 9. Ah! No. Row 6, column 9 would reflect here.
So if that's a 9, where do you put 9 in box 9?
Oh, and then this one is that one. Okay. That's what I was missing, is that this one is here. So if that's a 9, then it would break that one. And because this one's here, it would see that as well. The 9 is gone. There we go. So we must have a 9 here. 3 and 9. And with that, 3 is removed from this one, therefore 6 from the left side of things. Where do I get 3 in this row? Because we've got 3 here. It's removed from this cell. It's removed from this cell. And all 3 of these would reflect up there, so they can't have the 3 here. So we either have the 3 here, or it's one of those two. If this was 3, 6, I would need to make this 18, which if I did it with 1, 2, would require 15 on here.
Which would break the 13 box or cage.
Yeah. Although I could only get up to 12 anyway.
Well, if you have 3, 6 on the crop key in box 7,
I don't think I
you have
can,
to have
because
you'd have to have 4,
oh, 3,
5
6, and 4, 5.
on the Ren band and 3, 6 on the crop key in box 3, which would
Yeah.
break the 13 cage.
Okay.
So you cannot have 3, 6 on the crop key in box 7.
Yeah. And then that removes 3s from all of this, here and there, placing a 3. Removing 3 and 6 is a possibility from here. So now this is 3 or 12. So this is in total 12 or 21. If this is 3, well, then I would get 12. And 3 and 12 is 15, which, oh, I can do 2, 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still do 1, 2, and 4, 8. If this was 6, I just showed a way that I could get that to work. But if this was 1, 2, then I get 12. But I think this has to be 4, 5, and 1, 2. I think so. And if this is 4, 5, this has to be 1, 2. And if this is 1, 2, it has to be 4, 8. So I have 1, 2, and 4. It's just whether or not I have 5 or 8 left over.
Oh,
So
wait a minute.
I can't do 5, 8, and 8 up here then, can I? Because then all 3 of those would be, yeah, so 5, 8 is gone, that's 6 and 7. 1, 2 is gone, 4 is gone, 9 is gone, 6 and 7 are gone, 3, 5, or 8 is what's left over. And this needs a 5, 4, and 8. Yeah, this 3, 5, 8 flex over here. So this is 1, 2, and 4, 8. That's 15, which would be a 6, 2, 4. And if this is 4, 5, and 1, 2, then that would be 1, 2. So I can't have an 8 here. Therefore, I must have a 2. Okay. Well, I removed 2 from here and here. So those are my only places for 2s. That was a 2. That would be a 2. Where would 2 go in this box? Well, it wouldn't be here, and it wouldn't be there. Neither of those can be 2. And if that was a 2, it would go here. So if that's a 2, that's a 2. In fact, wait, hold on. If this cell is that one, where does it go in this box? Well, it's none of those. We know it isn't a 3. And we know it can't go here because it will reflect there. So it has to be one of those 2, which are both pivot points, so we don't have to worry about them being on the thingy. One, 2, 4, 5, 8, 6, or 7. Yeah, it doesn't feel that helpful to mark. Okay. Tallcat says row 7, column 9, is in the blue segment in row 8 by the palindrome. Because if we go from here, this reflects to there. Let's mark that in green. In fact, we can also mark this one as purple. Both green and purple have to be down here. So they are 1, 2, 4, and 9. Well, green cannot be a 9, so it's 1, 2, or 4. And actually, whatever these 3 are, they must be the corners. But they are not green, which puts green in one of those 3. They're also not purple. And purple is not yellow, but purple could be 9. That means green is one of these 3, along with yellow. Well, this 13 can't have a 9 in it. This 13 can't have a 2 in it. And it can't have both 1 and 4, so 1, 4, and 8 isn't allowed. Tallcat says because those 3 digits in the corners are also not yellow. Because those 3 digits in the corners are also not yellow. In box 9. Referring to these 3? Oh! Yeah. I don't know if that gets me any farther, though. The palindrome digits in column 8 and row 8. I mean, they don't necessarily overlap. I don't know if that forces yellow into the corner here, though. Is there something I'm missing? Oh, they're not green. And they're not yellow. They have to be these three. Oh, that's what I was missing. Oh, I feel silly. So these three are these three, and they're not yellow. So the yellow gets removed from here, and the 2 gets removed from here. Because yellow is 4, 5, 7, 8. It'll get us somewhere. For now, do I get anything more from this 13? 1, 5, 7, or 3, 4, 6? Not seeing things right away. But the corners are the palindrome. Well, maybe it's this 32. This is 10 to 40. So that doesn't feel right. Oh, I should be looking here. There's an 11 on this little killer here. 3 removed means I have 8 left over. So I can't use a 4. I can't use an 8. It's either 1, 7 or 2, 5. Well, that means this is a 5, 7 pair. Reduce 4 and 8 from here. And now this 13 can't be 1, 5, 7. It's 3, 4, and 6, which gives me a 1, 2 pair. And this is 12 now. So this is 1, 2, and 4, 8. Excuse me. Yeah, this way.
On your 11 little killer.
Yeah. Oh, 2 and 5, it makes 7. It's 1 and 7. I can do math. I was a math tutor. Two, 4, 9. Oh, that's not it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You can place 2 in box 9.
The 2's here, say no to that.
Well, look where 2 is in column 9. Or box 3.
So it has to be one of these 2.
Yeah. So 2 in box. Oh, I guess it could be purple.
Yeah.
Never mind.
3, 9 takes a 9 out, so now we don't have 6 or 8. That makes this one a 4 and 2, 9 pair. The 6 says 8, 6, 7, and 6. think I can remove coloring now. 1, 2, and 6, I think. And so 4, 7, and 8. 4, 7, 8, 105. All right, now does this 32 have more interesting things for us? Yes, the maximum sum is 34, which means I have 2 degrees of freedom from the maximum. Well, if I placed a 3 here, I would only be able to get to 28. So that's not a 3, it's a 9. And the same is true for both of these, neither of which is a 4, because if it was, I would only be able to get to 30. And because I know they're the same, they're both 7s. That gives me 32. So those are both done. I have 47 along this diagonal. Not quite ready to say anything about it yet, though. I'm definitely not ready to say anything about this 41. This is 6, but that's okay. This black crop key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8, but there's a 3 in the row, so 3 and 6 get removed. And 8 isn't allowed on the left side. And it can't be 4, 8 anyway, because of the 4, 8 here. So that 8 is removed. 2 is required, 2 isn't there then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
Well,
2,
if
3, 4,
it
5.
can't be
This
4, 8
reflects.
because it would break the. I think you already said that. It just
Yeah.
it's extra laggy with.
Yeah, with the stream. If you just... Do you
I
want me
might restart
to...
my. I'm gonna restart my computer just because
Okay. Well, this 1, 2 here says this is a 4, which makes that a 4, which makes that a 2. 1 and 2 is going to be here. 8, oops, 4, 7, 8 and 4. What's left over now? Well, I kind of want to look at this row, just for funsies. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 and 7. This one is 3, 6, 7, 8 there. This one copies to that one, takes 5s out. This isn't an 8. Okay. Well, what about this 10? It's not 3, 7, but 1, 9 still looks possible. 2 and 8 still seem possible. 4 and 6, theoretically possible. If this was a 1, though, that couldn't be a 2, so that's not allowed. So, oh, this is even, which means this is odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But 7 and 3 say no to those. Well, if this was a 9, that would be an 8, but it would pair with a 2, and 9 and 2 would break this one here. So this isn't a 9, which means both 7 and 9 got removed, so this isn't an 8, that's not a 2. Mama!
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you see the stream in Discord now?
This is just screwy. Yeah, maybe. All right.
Let me stop it
I
and
oh, I
start
was
it
gonna say.
again. I can also make sure that it is... Seems like I'm streaming it at the right quality. So is it working now? But Chip Sounder says also the dot in row 4 couldn't be 1, 2 because it forms an X-wing with box 7, and it forces a 1, the 13, to need a 10. That is definitely true as well. Don't have. Well, I can't use 5 and 7, so that's not allowed. I'm not really seeing anything else. Oh, one thing I do see is I need a 2 in this 13. So then I need 11, which is going to be 3, 8, 4, 7, or 5, 6. But that doesn't seem to be where I need to look quite yet. Alright, let's look at this 47 diagonal again. This 41 diagonal. Alright, we've got 57 left over as maximum and 36 for the minimum. So it's 11 more than minimum and 10 less than maximum. But I don't know what that means. Not yet, at least.
You could place a 4 in box 5.
I sure can. There's 4s here and here, means I need a 4. That one can't be a 4 because it's already there, so this must be 4 and 6.
And the Ren band with the 6 in box 5.
Correct.
This is so much better than trying to watch this on my phone.
Yeah.
I can actually see it, and the speed is about right.
5 and 5 places 5 is one of those two. What's left over in here? 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9. Well, 2, 3, and 8 from the row. And 9 from the row, and 7 from the row. Get 8 and 1 from the column.
The 41 little killer, the 2 that are on the yeah,
Palindrome?
yeah, that's the word. Can't be 3. I believe, unless I'm not adding right.
No, it looks like it still can be because of the 43
Well,
here.
because that's 9. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah.
27.
That's why I say if I'm not adding right.
Yeah.
I think I missed something in
27, 36, and then another 7 makes 43.
I think I know what I did.
Hmm.
It was the 41 little killer, but I was reading it as the 47.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chip Sounder says, fun fact, the 10 cage isn't needed for a unique puzzle, but it would have been painful again as you would have needed it to run paradigms. Yeah, and it's not my favorite solving technique, so I always feel a little disappointed every time I feel compelled to do so. To run the center digits and corner digits at the same time. So I always feel like I'm missing something whenever I do that.
In row 4, the
Mhm.
9 has to be in box 5. Therefore, the 9 has to be in row 6 in box 4.
And it's not this one. It's that one, and that one, see a 9. And Tallcat says there is a 1-9 pair at the top of column 3. Column 3. So I know 4 and 2 get removed, and then if I look at rows, 3, 6, and 7 from this one, 5 and 8 from this one.
Well, column 3 has a 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 quintuple.
3, 5, 7, 6, 8. Okay. 3, 6, or perhaps the two
Which leaves 1
nines
and 9,
means
which is
I
what
need a 9 here, and
Hellcat
then
said.
the 1 has to be up here because it can't be in any of those, which is the easier way to prove it.
Yeah, there's that too.
So that takes out ones, but we already knew that. Nine, 8, 3, 8, 3, 7, 8. Okay. Okay, we took a 9 out of here. So what's... Oh, no, we're still 51, although that's 4 less than maximum. So what that does is that should remove 1, 2, and 3 from this one, because now my maximum would be 45. So take out 1, 2, and 3, because that's just going to make the maximum smaller. Now it has to be 3 more than minimum, but not quite able to do anything with that. It's 12 less than maximum, and 10 more than minimum. And Tallcat says row 3, column 5 cannot be 8 now, as it wipes 8 out of box 5. Because 8 has to be one of those two. And now we remove it from there. With the 41, if these two were 3s now... No, I still get 43. Okay. Yeah, 7s would be 8 more than minimum. I need 10 more, okay. Although perhaps I should be looking at where could this palindrome pair go in this box. Because we know they're not there. We know they're neither of those two. So it's either the 3 here or the 7 there. Which would be the 3 here or the 7 there. Okay. And then the 3, 8 has to be up here. Both of which have to be there, but it makes sense. Okay. What am I missing? Tallcat says 5 in box 2. this 5 and that 5 say it has to be one of these two. This 5 says it's not there, and 5 isn't 4, so we get a 5 here. Four and 5 gets removed. 3, 6, and 7 from the row. 8 from the row, and 1 from the column. It's a lot of digits at the moment. 1, 2, 8, 3, 6, and 7, and 5. Can't put a 9 here because of the column, and I can't do 1, 2, 8, or 9 because it sees 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This is just a 4. 4 paired with 7. Can't have a 1 in there. This 4 sees here, gives us a 3, 6 pair. That's a 4. Okay, yellow is 2 less than maximum, which means either this is a 5 and a 3, 8, or this is a 7 and 2, 7. Chip Sounder says, think about parity for blue. So I need an odd sum. This is odd. 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 So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 odd digits, which makes an even sum. It means I have to have another odd digit for this one. It cannot be a 2. Do I need a 2 in this column? I mean, yes, but it's neither of those two. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Now this is either 3, 8 or 2, 7.
Okay, then row 6, column 5 can't be a 3 because 3 is either in yellow as the 3, 8, or if it's 2, 7 in yellow, then that's 3 over there.
If this is 2, 7, that's a 3. And 3 and 7 will break this.
Yes.
So then this must be 3 and 8 and a 5. Six pair means that's not a 1. 7, 9 gives us 2 and 1. 1 and 6 and 2. That's a 2. That's a 1. This no longer has a 7 in it, nor does it have a 4 in it. I don't know about the rest of the numbers. Alright, 2. 1s are gone for both of these. Okay. Blue. Yellow can be removed. Still not quite 8 more than maximum. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. And we don't have 6 here. We don't have 7 in the column. Neither do we have 3 and 5, because we have everything else in the row. It's a 6. And therefore we don't have 6, so therefore we don't have 5. 2, 3, and 8. Not an 8, not a 2, not a 3. 5, 6, and 7. Not a 5. 6, 7 pair, so that's a 5. So that is... Okay, row 6 has... Okay, Sounder's just a little bit behind. Okay. These two are the same. If they're both 7,
And the other two left over have to sum to 8.
and then if they're both 3, then they would sum to 18, because it would be 6, 22, 25, 16.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, because we're 10 less than minimum. But, so this is a 7 either way then, isn't it? And this isn't a 3? Because I've got 19 right now. If I add 6, that puts me at 25. I would need 16, which is going to be 7 and 9. And then if I do 19 and 14 more, it's going to put me at 33. I need 8 more, which has to be 1 and 7. So this is a 7 either way. That's a 9. That's a 2. 2s and 9s and 7s. And lots of stuff happening. Oh, that forced to that one. That's a 9 then. Nope, nope, nope. That's a 1 then. There we go, first try. Should probably be a little bit more systematic about it, but we got the puzzle done. There we go. I'm glad I got the set theory at the beginning. But yeah, and then I missed how that digit got removed from the corner because of the green digit as well early on in the puzzle. So I felt a little silly about that one. But yeah, alright, that was a really great puzzle. Got an hour left, so let's move on to puzzle number 3, which is going to be My Original Reality Show Entertainment by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row column in 3x3 box. Clues outside the grid gives the sum of the digits between the 1 and 9 in their respective row column, and cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5, and adjacent digits along a red line must have alternating parity. Cells separated by a black dot has one digit double the other, a 1:2 ratio, and digits in a dotted cage without repeat sum to the total given in the top left corner of the cage. The gray line is a palindrome and must read the same forwards as backwards. There are no negative constraints. Chip Sounder says, excellent solve, timed as planned. Awesome. Alright, let us begin this puzzle here. And I'm sure the dots and dashes here form a, Morse code. Unfortunately, I don't know how to read it quite yet.
Well, in row 1, the 5 has to be in box 1, and in row 5, it has to be in box 6.
Three black crop keys, the 1-to-2 ratios. So we know that they have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. 5, 7, and 9 aren't allowed because since they are odd, they cannot be halved, but when you double them, they're more than 9, which is not allowed in this puzzle. And also, if we look carefully, 3 and 6 are just paired with each other, because you can't half the 3, and when you double the 6, you get to 12, which is more than 9. So we cannot have 3 or 6, so we must have 1, 2, 4, 8, because 1 doubles to 2, doubles to 4, doubles to 8, and we can't put the 1 or 8 in the middle. So we know we have a 2 or a 4, because it either goes 1, 2, 4, or 2, 4, 8. But that's all we know at the moment. With this at least. Now, I guess one thing we do know is that this consecutive pair has to have an even digit on it. So it cannot have the 2 or 4. So it must be from 5, 7, 8, and 9. One, two. There are 2 even digits over here. There is 1 even digit here, and there's 1 even digit there. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this digit is odd. I can take 1 and 9 off of this one.
Take 5 off too because 5 has to be in row 1.
That's very true. Chip Sounder asks, can the dots in row 5 be 3, 4, 5 or 5, 6, 7?
No.
Because I need 1, 2, 3 from the small group and the high group. So with the green lines, they have a difference of at least 5. So if I place a 1 here, then I have to be at least 5 more, which is going to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. I should have been more clear about that when we were talking about the 5s automatically being placed here and there. So they alternate between high and low. And so with there being 3 pairs of green lines, I have to have 3 low digits, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have to have at least 3 of them. So if I put 3 and 4 here, then that's not going to be allowed. But if I did 6 and 7, then I wouldn't be able to get 3 from 6, 7, 8, and 9. I would only have 2. So this must be 4, 5, and 6.
The 5 in the middle.
That's very true.
It's going to be the same with box 1.
Yep. From here, not quite.
Yeah, but we still need 3 from
We
1
remove
through 4 and 3 from
5 from
6 through
this
7.
one. But this one can still be a 5 because it would put 4 or 6 here. Oh, but then those would be two low digits.
Right.
Or two high digits. Okay, never mind. I feel silly.
So after the crop key is a 1 or a 9
Oh,
because of the 4 or 6.
shouldn't it be 3-7?
Why would oh, 3 okay, yeah. No, I was just reading it as the green line. Apparently
Uh,
my brain's not fully connected tonight.
yeah. And it's
Never
going to be 1,
mind.
2, or 8, 9. Yeah, because 4 or 6 would force 1 or 9.
Yeah.
But
No, I
these two
was
are
reading it as
consecutive.
being a green line coming across from the Kropke instead of it being a Kropke.
I believe 3 and 7 get removed from this one because this is 3 and 7. So if this was a 2, it already has a 3, so it must have a 1. If this was an 8, it already has a 7, so that must be a 9. So 1 or 9 here. Which removes 9 from this crop key, because then. Or no, it doesn't. What am I talking about? Never mind.
Okay,
However,
but
this
going from
one,
that 3-7, if it's yeah.
2 and 8 get removed. Because this either goes 1, 2, 3, 4, or 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, I have a 2 here. Where does 2 go in this box? Well, it's not on here, because 5 isn't consecutive with 2. It's removed out of here because it has to be in this row. So we have to have a 2 in here, so it must be there. 1, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Then I have 10. And, hmm. Can I make 10 on here? If they have a difference of at least 5, 1 and 9, and 2 and 8. But it couldn't be 3, 7, which is different by 4. Except I can't use 1 and 9. 1 and 9 is not allowed. It has to be 2, 8. If it was the contents of one green line. Could I do it? I don't think I can do it in 3, because 3 cells to make 10 would have to be 2, 3, and 5 without a 1. Which I can't have 5. So it has to be 2. However, well, it can't be 3, 7, it can't be 4, 6, and it can't be 1, 9, so it has to be 2, 8. And the 2 is not in this row, so that's a 2.
Okay, row 2, box 1 is 7, 8, 9. So 8 comes off of the Kropkes.
Can you say that one again?
At row 2,
Mm-hmm.
box 1 is 7, 8, 9. 8 comes off of the Kropkes, which so the Kropkes are now
2 in the
2 in the
middle.
middle. And row 5, the 20 sandwich clue, since that's 15 on the outside,
Mm-hmm.
the 1 and 9 are on the extremes of the green. And it can't be 1 on the left because there's a 1 in column 1.
2, 3, 4. But not 2, because of the 2 above it, and not 4, because of the 4, 6 over here. And not a 9, because of that. And not a 6, because of the 4, 6 over here.
And so it's 2, 7, 8 for the last.
One pairs of 7, pairs of 6, pairs of 4, 7, and I've got
3.
5, 6, 7, 8. I already knew that one. 3, 5, 6. Those two are those two. Raylance Palette. 2. Okay, I have 1 even, 2 evens, 3 evens, so I need the 4th even to be in here. Well, it has to be this one. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Well, 2 and 8 are already up here, so not those two. 3, 5, or 7. That's going to flip over here.
Black
1
Crofty in
even.
box 7 cannot be 3, 6, but that's
1, 2, 4, 8. This can still be 3, 6. It just can't be an 8. Three, 4, 5, 6, 2 and 5 removes 2 and 5 from the other side. 1, 3, 4, and 6. It's not a 1, so that's not a 1, so that's not a 6. Which means this is either a 2, going to 1 or 4, because it can't be an 8, or it's a 6. But that's even, so this is odd. Can't be a 1, so it would be 3, 5, or 7. And this is even, 2, 4, 6, 8. If that was a 2, this would have to be a 4. If this was a 6, this would be 4 or 8, so it's not a 6. But that's even, one of those is even, one of those is even. These have to both be odd.
look at the evens and odds in box 9.
Evens and odds in box 9. 1, 2, 3, and 1 from the 7 for 4. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 1, 3. Those are the 3 up here. Because the 7, since it's odd, has to be an odd digit and an even digit.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Not a 1, not a 4. If this isn't a 4, this one can't be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I already identified that. 1, 2, 3. 3 can't pair with 7. This has to
Row,
have a 5 with it. Row?
yeah. Row 4, the 9 has to be in box 5. Because it can't, in box 5, it can't be on the Kropke. Can't be in, it, yeah.
Yeah, because this one can't be an 8, so that could be a 9. So that's how it gets removed from there. The 9 here
There's
takes
a
that
9 in
out.
row
It's
5
9.
already.
3, 4, 6, 8. 4 takes 8 out. 1, 3, 6 takes 3, 6 out. Chip Sounder says it breaks row 8, column 9 is 1 or 9 because of the sandwich. If this was 1 or
right.
9, that couldn't be a 2. So we can take both 1 and 9 out of there.
I forgot about that.
Where can the 2 go? Can't be here. That we determined had to be odd. And it can't be here. Because if it was a 2, then this would be a 5. So that's not a 2. This 2 says no to that one. This 2 says no to that one. We can't put the 2 on the edge because of the way the sandwich works. And if we put the 2 here, it would have to be 1 and 9 on both sides. But the 1, 9 here says it can't be there. So, if the 2's have to be here or here, this one is 1 or 9. Well, it's on a black property dot, which I just said dot dot twice, because apparently property means dot. But because it has to be a 1 to 2 ratio, 9 can't be halved, it would have to be doubled, but I can't. 9's already the maximum. So this is a 1, and we end up with a 9 somewhere. 3, 4 pairs, gonna take that out.
Finish the
Takes that
crop
out.
key, you just put the 1 on.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be a 2. Places a 9
And now you
here.
can place the 9.
3, 4 gives us an 8, places a 4, places an 8, places a 7, and a 6. 4, 7, 2, 8, 2, 1, 5, 9, 1, 4, not a 5, not an 8. This one's a 6, not a 7, 3, 4, this 5, and this 4. 3 goes to 4, 7, 3 goes pairs with 9, not a 9, not a 3, 7, 6, 5. This is 5.
Row
So
8
we're
needs
3
5
here and
and
here.
6 in that order.
This is just 6 to finish the box. This is an odd digit. Already sees 1 and 3 and 5. So 7 or 9 makes a pair, but it also sees 9 in the box, which I did not see yet. That 7, 8 pair fixed that one, which I did not see either. These sum to 9, so they're 3 and 6, which is going to go this way.
Row
These
8,
two
the
sum to
white crop
3.
key is 2, 1.
Row 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And
Right. And now we're just
that needs 3 and
finishing
yeah.
things off. 5, 4, 8. That's an 8, so that's a 4, 7, 8, 7, and 6. There we go. I'm using this sum up here to my advantage. Because sometimes it'll just tell me what the digit is. All right.
I'm not sure that smooth actually fits that.
Wait,
Had a few little jagged points.
yeah. But I mean, we solved it pretty quickly. Now to figure out the Morse code stuff.
Oh yeah.
Morse code alphabet. Okay. So we've got 3 dots and 3 dashes in the first row.
No.
There are 2 dots in the second row, so the 2 dots are definitely the letter I. And then we've got 3 dots and 2 dashes and another dot. 3 dashes and 2 dots. but the longest... So if we go to 5 dots, it has to be a number.
Okay.
So the longest a letter can be is 4. There's 1 dot here. If we ignore this, this is 1 dot, which is the letter E. So we've got I and E. Dash, 2 dots, and a dash. Oh, what I should be doing is putting this here so that you can see them. Oh, Chip Sounder says, I made a mistake with the Morse. It doesn't matter, lol. I had too many dots. All right, ignoring that. With that, we have time for one more. So let's hop over to somebody's first puzzle. My first puzzle by DC. Normal Sudoku rules apply. On a white dot, digits are consecutive. On a black dot, one digit is double the other. Digits and cells joined by an X sum to 10, and digits and cells joined by a V sum to 5. Digits along a thermometer increase from bulb to tip, and digits along an arrow sum to the number in the attached circle. Neighboring digits along a green line have a difference of at least 5. All right. Well, with the green lines, because the difference has to be at least 5, if I were to place a 1 here, add 5 more, that's going to be minimum 6, but it could be 7, 8, or 9. But that means they have to alternate between high digits and low digits. So one thing I could do is I can mark all of those in green and the other half in purple. I'm going to do this one as being yellow and black, and then this one as being gray and orange. Now, unfortunately, I don't get quite as much information as I'd hoped. Although one thing I do know is that this one is going to end up being purple, because it's a 10, and that has to be high and low digits. So I could say that this is a green and purple pair. Now the V's are only low digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if I know these are low digits, not only do I know that they're low digits, I know they're the same digit. So this is 2, 4, 6, or 8.
It can't be 8. Because 4 pairs with 1.
Right. So now it's 2, 4, or 6. So I think this is minimum 4. Because I can put a 2 here, a pair of 1s, and a 4, and make 4. That was a little unfortunate.
It's a pair of threes, it's 7.
Mhm. Got another D here. This has to be gray on this side of the X. Chip Sounder says arrow circle box 7 is at least 5 because of the V. I don't think so. Because it's only these two, and if I put a 1 here, a 4 here, this could be a 2 and make 3. Unless I'm missing something. I know that this is yellow or 5. What else can I identify? Well, this one is minimum 3 because of where it is on this thermometer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 8 and 9 aren't allowed, and it can't be a 5 because of its placement on the green German whisper line. It can't be a 7 because if it was, it would have to double to 14, which isn't allowed on the other side of a black crop key for a 2 to 1 ratio. So this is either 3, 6 or 2, 8. Company. And now on either side, we either get 1s or 8, 9. Chip Sounder says if it was a 4, that puts 5 rays in box 4. Right, because these would both be low. Wait, you're referring to row 4, column 3, right, Chip Sounder? If this was a 4, I would have 2 grays here, another gray here, and it would be gray itself. So that's 4. This
Yellow
would
would have
have
to
to
be
be a
8.
high digit.
Those, yeah.
Which means this can't be a 2. Because if this is a 4, it's an 8. And then 3 and 6 are on opposite sides. Oh, but gray and yellow aren't in the same set. Although, what it does mean is if this is low, if this was a 4, those would both be low, this would be low, and I would run out of grays. So even though yellow and gray are in different groups, if gray is low, yellow also cannot be low. So then the 2 gets removed anyway. Because that would be 4, 1, 2, and 3. So that would have to be 8. Now I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has to be low regardless. But
Well,
now
and you
this
can't
can't
have
be
5 on a
5,
crop key. Yeah.
so that's low.
Well, it also couldn't
2,
be because it's on the 10, so.
4, 8, or a 6. And then we end up with a high digit over here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Not 9 in the red.
Correct. I feel like something has to fall in place here.
If row 4, column 3 is a 3, then the other gray is also low, but it's 1 and 2 in the blue, and which uses up all of the low.
So 3 is gone.
Yeah.
Get
So
that.
6 is out of yellow.
If this was 4, well, that would end up being a high digit.
It would have to be 6.
Yeah. And if this is a 6, well then I have 6 being one of these two, so it's not here or here. But if this is a 6, those are both high digits. And so would this one be. So that would be low. Yeah, if this is a 6, that's a 3. If this is a 4. So yellow is now orange, and black is now gray. And one of these two is gray. So now these are orange or 5. Which I don't know how to mark properly in
Well,
a way
look
that
where
is going
5
to make
goes in
sense.
box 4.
It can't be on a green line. It can't be on the black crop key, and it can't be here because of how this one works. So 5 is one of those two. This isn't a 4. 3, 4, or 6. So 5 is one of those two. So this one is orange.
Where can 5 go in box 6? Can't
Can't
go
go
on
on the
green or
green line.
X.
Can't go on the X. So it's one of these two.
And 5 cannot be, oh, never mind. Yes, it can. I was going to say it can't be above on the top of the crop key in column 7 because it would be 4 or 6, but that would just pair with the 4 or 6. It wouldn't break it.
Yeah. Although we would get a 4-6 pair across the 10. But I don't think that would
Yeah,
break anything.
it
It'd give
doesn't
us 1,
break
2
anything.
here. No 1, 2, 4 there. Nothing's broken yet. Okay. If this is a 4, this is a 3 paired with a 6. And if this is a 6, then we've got our 4 low digits. So this is high either way. Because if this is low, then
Yeah,
that's low, and there's 2 more. Otherwise, these 2 pair with those 2. So this is a high digit. 1, 2, and 4 is gone. So if this is a 6, that's an 8. So this would be a 4. So it can't be 2. And if this is a 6, that's a 3, that's an 8. Well, that would be a 1. Oh, well, one of those 2 is 3, so this isn't. And if this is a 6, and that's a 1, 3, 4, 2. Well, this would be a high digit. Well, 6 and 8 would be gone. And if it's a low digit, that's a 4, a 3, and a 1, 2 pair, I think. Oh, it has to be 5 and orange,
oh, right.
which means orange can't be blue. Orange, therefore, must be high. 8 and 9. Um,
Gray is low.
4,
Yeah.
9, 3, 6, 5, and 7. And now orange is high digits, gray is low digits, and 5 can be actual gray. So I'm not a 6 because it would partner with those. Or make both of them 1, more accurately. This one can't be a 6 for the same reason. Both of those would be 1s.
Row 8, column 7 can't be a 4 because it pairs with 9.
Right. Uh, 7 because this isn't a 3, and 2 is gone because that's not an 8. Well, one of these 2 is 1. One of those 2 is 1. But more importantly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. If one of these 2 has to be a 1, because this is either a 6 pairing with a 1 or a 9 pairing with a 1, the 1 gets removed. I don't think I get anything else from that. Pair of ones means this can go all the way up to 7. It's a high-low pair. And I already have 2 high digits, 3 high digits, 4 high digits. So this digit is low. And now green is high and purple is low. Not 4, not 4, not 4. 9, and this one can still be a 6, but not a 9.
Box 5, the elbow of the arrow.
Box 5, elbow of the arrow.
Can't be 1 or 2. Because it's either a pair of 1s or a pair of 2s.
Right, so the
And it's,
maximum is 4, so minimum is 3.
yeah.
I also have a 1, 2, 3 going across, so 3 gets removed. 4, 6, 7, I think, because that's all that's left over. So 4 and 6 and 7. I also have 1, 2, 3 here. An 8, 9 pair, which is, obvious. 5, 7 pair is going to take 7s out of these two, which means this is to 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4 makes 6. To make 10. 6 is going to pair with a 1, 2, and 3, and a 7. Excuse me, that's a 1, because this is a 4. 1 and 4 is gone. 4 is gone from here, so this isn't an 8. 3 isn't gone from here, so this one isn't a 6. This is a 2, which would pair with 1 or 4, but that's not going to work. This can't
It
be
can't
a
be
6
6 on the
anymore.
top of that crop key in column 7 because there's a 3 in the column.
4 with 2 or 8. 1 and 9, and yeah. 2, 1. Ones. This is now 2, which means it's either 6 or 7 here. So this one's 4, which is low. This one is high. Not a 2, not a 1, not a 7. 2, not a 3, not a 7. Not a 1, not a 4. Four is low.
Column 8, the 9 has to be on that crop key because there's a 9 in row 1. And that 8, 9 pair makes the other red in box 9 a 6.
1, 3. We go with either 8 or 9. That's a 1, so this can still be 6. This is 1 and 4 now. And so now this is minimum 6. Red digit. 2 or 3. It can't be a 3, so that's a 2. That's a 6. This is low. So Chip Sounder was right that this had to be a minimum of 5. But too early. One of those 2 is an 8. These 2 are consecutive, which is fun. Seven has to be one of these 3 because it can't go here. So this isn't a 7.
Well, and the
6 or 8.
row 7, column 6 circle.
row 7, column 6.
It's minimum 7. I guess it is 7.
So we've got 8s and 9s all around it. Oh, this is a 7 because those 7 to 10. And consecutive with 7 is 6 or 8. Low, 5s are gray, 8s are red, 5 and 7, red and gray, 6 and 8 are red.
1 could be placed in box 8.
It's low. 6 or 8, red, 6. You said 1 in box 8?
Mm-hmm. By
So neither
Sudoku.
of those. Not this one. So that's a 1, that's a 2 then. Both of those are low. So these two are consecutive. 3, 4, and 5 is what's left over. Neither of those are 4, so that is. So this is 3 and 5. These two are low, these two are high, this is gray. This is also 5, and this is a blue 2. Blue 4, red 7, red 7, I need a 9, it's going to be here, which is red, and then I need a blue 3 and a gray 5, and this one's going to be a blue 2, so this one's going to be a gray 5, and then a blue 4 and a red 8, so this is a blue 2, a 3, a 3, a 2, pair of 1s is 2, makes 7 more for 9, that's a 6. Everything else is going to be red, except for the gray 5 here. And so now I need a 6,
6,
I need a 7,
7.
and I need 8. Let's go!
Woohoo!
And we're done on time for once. All right. We got through. Well, I guess we didn't technically get through 4 puzzles because I spent like 15 minutes on the first one.
Well, and when
Just
we
to
completed that, it's like,
introduce
wait a
it.
minute, why is that count so high? Oh, it's not a chip sounder puzzle.
Um, why is
The solve count.
oh yeah, this one. Well, this one was a chip sounder puzzle, and the count was high on this one
Oh,
because
okay.
this one was featured on Kraken Cryptic.
Sweet.
Yeah. Chip Sounder. How many puzzles have you had featured on Cracking the Cryptic now? Like 4-ish? 10? Oh wow, I severely
Oh, nice.
underestimated that one. That's awesome. Which reminds me that this one
I guess
is
I
gonna
kind of look at
go.
cracking the cryptic as the gold standard.
So of the Sudoku puzzles that I am aware of, or excuse me, Sudoku channels that I'm aware of, Cracking the Cryptic I think is probably the most well known one. Because they have um how many subscribers do they have now? They have 704,000 subscribers.
Nice.
Yeah. And there is also Bremster puzzles that I'm aware of. And there is also a couple other channels. But yeah, I don't know just do quick search on YouTube for Sudoku. If I just click Sudoku. Let's see, Smart Hobbies pops up #1 for some reason. Smart Hobbies has 45,000 subscribers. By Cracking the Cryptic, I'm actually in my search feed. But yeah, actually, Simon has been on Numberphile, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I see mostly Cracking the Cryptic. There's a few shorts, but I don't know whether or not I would count shorts. That's a Learn to Play. But yeah, I see a lot of Cracking the Cryptic. There's a Sudoku guy with 150,000 subscribers.
All 10 were solved by Mark.
Simon's afraid of your puzzles then. I don't know how they decide who does which puzzles. I do know that I think they have some amount of preference of puzzle types between the two of them. Because I know that I think Mark prefers more mathematical ones, or at least when I've seen him do mathematical puzzles, he is really fast at doing the like degrees of freedom in his head and all of the additions and stuff. But yeah, but
Simon seems to like set theory, though.
Yeah. So I wonder if Simon would enjoy the no logical steps puzzles, because those were both pretty good, and I think Simon would be able to tackle those. But Simon also likes the puzzles that the solver can't do. But yeah. Chip Sounder says it might be whether or not it's on Logic Masters Germany as well. I did submit the first one. Logic Masters Germany definitely helps, because most of the puzzles, which reminds me that I'm looking for this one on here. Let's see, DC. I'm not sure which of these, but I do know that a lot of them, or a decent number of them, are. Not be this one, not be that one, be this one, or that one, or this one. That one. That's not that one here. Okay, well, not this one. So this one wasn't on Logic Masters Germany. But yeah, if they get submitted on Logic Masters Germany, the especially high rated ones or high difficulty ones, I know that they like to tackle those as well. But yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all the things that I have. So that means that's our stream end. So anyone who watches this back, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on the channel, make sure to ring the notification bell. Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Sudoku. Wednesdays are going to alternate between single-player games and Far Cry 5 for a little while. So this upcoming Wednesday is single-player games. That's going to be at 4:30. And then the following week on September 2nd will be Far Cry 5 at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Saturdays at 7:30 a.m. Hopefully we'll be back to cooperative games playing The Ascent. But with that, that is all the time we have for today, so we will see you next time.